What's up, everybody? It's the Grand Line Gazette. We are back. This is the, what, I guess New Year's Eve. I was going to say the first recorded video of the new year. It'll be posted in the new year
Yep.
sometime in January. Uh, but while we're here, Kev, how are you feeling today? New Year's Eve.
Man, I'm feeling good. About to just finish out Kaiju number 8. Really good manga or really good anime if you guys are into that. The fighting mangas. It's really good. Go check it out.
Nice. I have,
What about you?
I have, I've been making videos again on the Overlook. We just got
Nice.
video 2 of Captain America, A Symbol of Truth. That's a more Sam Wilson focused one. We just found like the main bad guy of the story arc is the White Wolf. Kev, you know who that guy is.
Yes.
You're a fan of that title. uh, Check that out too. But here we talk about One Piece. This is a One Piece channel where we talk about everything One Piece damn near every
Mm-hmm.
damn day.
Yep.
Like you said, that's Kev. I'm Corey. Today our topic is the Sun Pirates.
Oh
Jinbei
yeah.
and the crew, going back to Fisher Tiger and the crew. Like everything all encompassing, what they mean to the story, what it means for have them as allies, and what kind of secrets do they still hold about the history and about the weapons. So
Yep.
we'll see. As always, Kev, can you get us started with this?
Yeah. So let's start us off at the top. Is that the Sun Pirates, sometimes known as the Fishman Pirates, were a pirate crew that was formed right after Fisher Tiger caused the first ever escape from the Celestial Dragon Marie-Joie, and he broke out a bunch of the original crew of that with Arlong, not Arlong, my apologies, uh, Hachan, with Koala as well. I forget some of the other ones.
Well, a lot
Uh,
of people that were, I think, Boa Hancock was also freed. She
oh,
was
very
also
true.
freed by Fisher Tiger. A lot of actual notable members were freed while they were captive in enslavement, I guess,
Mhm.
enslaved. But yeah, Koala, who we still have not had that reconciliation where she runs into the fishmen again. So I'm definitely looking forward to seeing that. But yeah, Fisher Tiger, the origins of the Sun Pirates.
Yeah, and they got their logo from basically branding each other over the original Celestial Dragon brand
And
that
they
they
chose the
each
sun.
when they chose the sun. And I mean we've all put that together as far as they are obviously going to be believers of the sun god Nika or something like that, whether it be Joy Boy or something like that. But um as for them, I mean, the original squad was, we had Fisher Tiger at the top, and I guess what was their main goal was to just get Koala back to the her homeland, and then they went on their way.
Uh, I guess that would be the first thing that they did because it's like a little girl who was a slave. You remember that flashback where it was like she was sitting there, like trying to wash the deck, smiling
Hmm.
and crying, and they're like, "Bro, you ain't gotta do that. Like, we're not on Marie's ball no more." So I think that was their first thing where they just like, "Hey, we're gonna drop this little girl off." Um,
Yeah, and
I
I
guess she was
mean,
close,
what do you mean? I'm sorry.
like her home island. I guess they were just taking captives from nearby islands or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, they were all they as far as slaves go. I mean, the Celestial Dragons really didn't care, but they brought her specifically home, and those are the people who called the Marines in and basically gave away Fisher Tiger's position, which ended in his death, really. And that's when kind of Jinbei took over, and that's when I, at this point, after the death of Fisher Tiger, Jinbei gets handed the command, and then he also gains the Warlord of the Sea, which then has his own splitting of the crew because
Then Arlong is
you,
like, "You're gonna team up with him?" Yeah,
yeah,
damn.
I mean, this has a lot of great, you know, comparisons in the real world, but we won't get into that. But as far as this goes, like you are now joining forces. We were a freedom force, and now Jinbei, I get why he does it because he wants to do things the quote unquote right way.
But it's like you're compromising. You know what I
You're
mean?
compromising with people who just killed our old leader, and I get you're trying to make peace, but it's not overnight like that. You need to have more of a conversation, and that does nothing but radicalize people like Arlong or Hordy Jones later on. But Jinbei, I mean, we've always known him as a real, you know, uh, great character.
He's like a
You know,
stable character. Like he's one of those
yeah.
people where it's like you don't really second guess the stuff he says because you
Mhm.
just like I can trust Jinbei. You know what I mean? And so it's like I feel like I agree. Like I feel like okay, we get it. You made it for like the decision to like look. I'm gonna protect the fishmen. I'm gonna be a warlord. We're gonna team up with Big Mom. Like nobody's gonna be attacking fishmen anymore. But it's like I do feel like you're compromising a lot. These guys did just kill Fisher Tiger. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Um,
And I mean, at the end of the day, like they were also holding your people enslaved, like Fisher Tiger, and then eventually Jinbei himself. They're both captured and held in prison.
Fisher Tiger had
And
that whole
so
blood transfusion thing. I remember now.
yeah, well, and then so did Jinbei as
Yeah.
well with Luffy himself. But and then so like yeah, as far as Jinbei goes though, I do like it. Him having that high of a title with Emperor or sorry Warlord of the Sea and Captain of the Sun Pirates, and then joining under Luffy, that gives Luffy notoriety as well, and that also helps mend that relationship because even though I disagree with him immediately joining as a warlord, he did eventually make the correct decision with bridging that gap along with Luffy, where no other fishman would in Fishman Island arc. Nobody else would help Luffy, but Jinbei sat down and did it. So, as far as captains go, I mean, he was one of the top ones for me.
Yeah. And he's always been like that guy who was like, when are you going to join the Straw Hats? But it's good that it's like, he's still like part of the Stone Pirates. He's just not the leader anymore. I think it's Aladdin that's the leader now. Um,
Yeah,
but I do like how he's still like closely affiliated with them. Like he hasn't like, they haven't turned their back on him. And it's like a lot of like the stuff with like the Sun Pirates and the Fishmen as a whole, like the Fishmen Pirates. Um, when they were under Big Mom has like a lot of like her whole thing is like I can see everything.
sure.
Like I have eyes everywhere. But it's like with the Fishmen Pirates and the Fishmen as a whole, to a normal person, you don't differentiate a Fishman pirate versus a fishman. Like you get the Fishman pirates, you got all fishmen, no matter how many there is. So it's like you think Big Mom has the eyes of the sea too. Like you
Yeah.
can't get away from her. Like anybody can sell you out. And under Luffy, it's more of like Luffy's army is different in Big Mom's army, and the Sun Pirates fit in different. Where it's just like you're not here for like intimidation reasons. You're just here to get called upon. Like whenever I need backup, I know y'all are gonna roll through. Like we're gonna see like Waratsume, the giant like fishman.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna see him show up again. We're gonna see Aladdin show up again. Hachan, we just did his cover story. We're gonna see him again. Some of the other ones, I feel like you're just gonna be showing up. All the ones you see in this picture, you know, probably just gonna show up. But I'm not too sure, like in what facet, because like you said before in the very beginning, to kind of wrap this back to like the Sun logo, they
Yeah.
also are fully aware of Nika. So I
Yeah.
wonder if you switched it and they went to Elbaf first, and then they're going to Fishman Island now, if they would recognize Luffy's sun god form. If they would also be like, hey, you look like the sun god Nika, or hey, what's with that form? That looks familiar. You know what I mean?
And it really does depend because some uh some different people believe in Nika and some of them believe in Joy Boy. They don't correlate those together, but we understand. We know the through line is through all three of them, and that's where Luffy is now. To the average person, though, they may know a few pieces where Joy Boy always laughs, or Elbath has the white hair, or this and that. So I think they may not recognize it, but they may just make up their own legend because eventually Joy Boy, the Poneglyph, apologizes to the people of the Fishman Island for not being able to rescue them. So who knows if they recognize the sun god Nika, or if it's just this is the reincarnation of Joy Boy who finally comes and saves us. But
Or
I think they'll.
it could be a thing where it's like, here's a question. I guess it's more like a fisherman and sun pirates, fisherman pirates, correlating to the story. But it's like, how long have fishermen been around?
Yeah. Ooh, good.
Like you just said, like yourself, like a poneglyph apologizes to fishmen.
Mm-hmm.
Who's to say that wasn't just an apology for turning them to fishmen?
Oh, that'd be crazy.
That's
wow.
I that just like sparks me like, bro, like
Oda.
like if these guys have reverence for the sun god and the sun, and they have a poneglyph from Joy Boy who's after Nika that says I'm sorry, maybe they're only like 800 years old. Giants have been this will be very interesting what we hear from Elbath. If we hear anything about the history of the world or the history or fishmen as a whole, because like they say, there's no rhyme or reason to how fishmen are born. So it could just be a crapshoot because it's like, no, your lineage is just cursed to be a fishman until you dilute it out.
A fishman curse. Okay. I like that too because, I mean, you've heard of other things with curses like a vampire curse or a werewolf curse. I mean, this could have been right up there with it where you like this is the 20th country that we never heard from again because they were cursed as fishmen and sunk to the bottom of the ocean like Atlanteans or something like that. Who knows? I like that though.
Or when it flooded, like it flooded past it and that was the lowest point. You know what I mean? And like anybody who got flooded on at that point turned to fishmen. Like if that water was touching you, and that's why people were like, no, we gotta get up there. You know what I mean?
Dang, that'd be crazy. I like that. I mean, you guys tell us, like, how far off are we? Are we spot on? Are we, what level of Conquerors Hockey future site do we have right now? Oda is going to be writing this in 3 weeks.
We've been right before.
He's going to owe you royalties for this. That's going to be crazy.
Yeah, he writes this week by week. He watches our channel day by day. So all I'm saying is
Corey's quitting tomorrow because that royalty check's gonna be crazy.
Be like him. All right, like, comment, subscribe. This is our episode on the Sun Pirates. It was more just like general about fishermen pirates and how just random stuff about them, but they do play a part in this story. We are gonna see them again. We didn't really even talk about Shirahoshi or the ancient weapon or anything like that.
About Sun Pirates though, mostly.
Bam. Exactly.
Yeah.
So let us know. Who's your favorite Sun Pirate? How do you think they're going to factor into the story? How old do you think the Sun Pirates are? Write that, like that, subscribe to that, share that, and we'll be back.
Peace.